Monday Night Matchup is brought to you by Mazda, maker of the new generation RX-7, the 626, 323, and B2000 trucks. The more you look, the more you like Mazda value.
Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Monday Night Matchup. I'm Chris Berman, along with, as always, Ali Sherman and Steve Sable. Week 13. Seems like I just got here, guys. The Chicago Bears at the Miami Dolphins tonight. And, Coach, something's got to give in this one. Once again, the Dolphins allowing fewer sacks than anybody else in the NFL, but the Bears' defense speaks for itself.
Only Hollywood usually sets a war scenario like this. You've got the team that has the best hurry-up pressure against the passer in the Bears versus the passer with the best quick release, Dan Marino. Who wins it, and how do they go about it? Well, the Bears try to pressure offenses not only physically, but more so mentally, and cause confusion. The Miami Dolphins tonight have to go out there and say, hey, we've got an orchestrated offensive pattern of run and pass. And look out, here we come. You guess as to what we're going to do.
Allie, I think the Dolphins' chances for victory tonight rest on a wing and a prayer. The wing, of course, is Dan Marino's arm, but the prayer is for a solid defense. This season, the Killer Bees report card is filled with Fs. They failed to put pressure on the passer, and they've finished second to last in the AFC in total yards allowed on defense.
Yeah, but Steve, the Dolphins is always in the playoff picture. The Bears have already qualified. We all know that. We'll take a look at the Bears and Dolphins 85 report cards when Monday Night Matchup continues.
If you think spending a ton of bucks is the only way to get into a refined road car these days, then you sure don't know about this one. Because once you get to know how special Mazda's new 626 is, you'll be asking, why do the other guys cost so much?
Mazda's new 626 Sport sedan is here with a more responsive fuel-injected engine and refined aerodynamics. Enjoy a high-performance road car without paying the price.
It all makes sense to me.
When you're dealing with higher volumes of information and need answers fast, you search everywhere for solutions, but find it hard to get on top of things. That's why IBM created the personal computer AT, with the power to push high performance even higher. With the AT, fast becomes faster, and the capacity to handle data becomes greater, all to help put your business on solid ground. The IBM personal computer AT for advanced technology.
Now, a new definition of quality and performance. The new Norelco electronic rotor track with the fastest, longest-lasting charge of any leading razor. Inside 3 floating heads is a patented lift and cut shaving system, guaranteed to shave you fast, clean, razor blade close, without a nick or cut or your money back. And a gift she'll love, the new Lady Shave Rechargeable.
Norelco, we put quality first.
There's a time when others make decisions for you.
This one.
Later on, you make your own decisions. Now, many of you are being asked to make an important one. If you don't choose a long-distance company, one will be chosen for you, and it might not be the right one for you. So if the AT&T services you've always counted on are important to you, be sure to mail in the ballot you'll be receiving. This one, please. There's one way to be sure the right choice is made. Make it yourself. AT&T, the right choice.
Only one team in NFL history has gone through the regular season and the playoffs undefeated. That, of course, the 1972 Miami Dolphins, who went 17-0. Now in come the 12-0 Chicago Bears, trying to gnaw away at part of Don Shula's legacy. Yeah, the Dolphins would like to defend that legacy, but they also need a win to move into first place. It'll be tough, though, because their weapons are few, while the Bears have many. In 1985, Dan Marino is not compiling the same staggering numbers he did a year ago as league MVP. But you could argue that he's having a better season this time because he's practically carrying the Dolphins on his shoulders. The Miami defense, hardly impregnable in last year's Super Bowl season, has become nearly invisible this year, putting pressure on Marino to score more points. And to make matters worse, the struggling Miami running game has been AWOL for most of the Dolphins games.
What's important, Chris, is not that they don't make first downs, but those linebackers can take the liberty of dropping deep into the secondary. And here you see the result.
Allie, there's no question Marino has been a one-man band this year in Miami. On the other hand, the Bears are a 45-player contingent of monsters, mavericks, and maniacs. This thundering herd of unlimited talent has run roughshod through the NFL with a perfect 12-0 record.
Chris, the Bears' defense is the best in the NFL because they pressure an offense in two ways. With their talent, they apply a physical pressure, and with their unorthodox formations and blitzes, they exert a mental pressure.
Well, Steve, right now, the Bears are having everything go their way. They win with either Fuller or McMahon at quarterback, hurling wounded duck passes that somehow end up as touchdowns. The offense pushes people around whether Walter Payton is playing or not. Even when they smack into their own blockers, it still turns into gold. Right now, the Chicago Bears, all 45 of them, can do no wrong.
When you look at Marino passing and the Bears' defense, there's only one constant, and that's the Bears' defense. Marino is inconsistent, not in completions as much as using that short pass. He has yet to demonstrate the patience to stay with the short pass until he gets that defense going against him in an unsettled condition. Now, tonight, the Bears will show a certain percentage of blitz against Marino, trying to get that rhythm of his off. What he's got to do is establish his own rhythm, and he's got to stay with that short pass long enough so that the Bears just don't get hold of his offense and dictate to him.
Well, Allie, with McMahon hurt, Steve Fuller has been the Bears' quarterback, and he runs a passing game that avoids mistakes. He doesn't throw for many yards or touchdowns, but he doesn't throw interceptions and he doesn't get sacked. With Fuller, it's a case of no errors, but no hits or runs either. And I think if the Dolphins can get ahead tonight and force Fuller to throw more often and take some risks and play beyond his limitations, Miami could come up with some turnovers and win.
Yeah, but they're also going to have to move the ball, Steve, against the Bears' defense. We'll take a look at that new-look monsters of the Midway right after this.
When you sell everybody in town, you gotta treat them right. One way we do it at Dodge is Prospector Package Savings on Ram Tough Dodge trucks. What you save is up to $800. What you get is a choice of option packages that include the kind of comfort, style, and good looks features you want. And no matter what, you get a 5-year or 50,000-mile protection plan. See why you're seeing all those Dodges around?
North Point Dodge, 7309 North Interregional.
Austin Housing Corporation. We're Austin's finest manufactured housing dealer. And to meet the need for affordable housing, we've expanded and improved our sales centers, offering you the most complete selection of homes in Central Texas. While our competition offers monthly gimmicks to get your business, we always guarantee the lowest price on any identical or comparable home or $500 cash. Come to the dealer that won't be undersold in sales or service. Austin Housing Corporation. Austin and Round Rock.
For decades now, the Chicago Bears have had the reputation of owning a hard-hitting defense. Allie, you certainly know that. Now, in the Buddy Ryan era, yes, they still hit hard, but they're also hard to figure out.
Well, Chris, you know, when you're examining the Bear defensive philosophy, we must bear in mind, excuse the pun, two things. One, the unorthodox alignment of defensive people. And two, playing their defensive people in positions other than the ones that they're listed in the program. Let's take a look at the major defense, the unorthodox defense that the Bears use, and they call it their 46. Here, the unorthodoxy of the Bears' 46 defense is the positioning of Wilbur Marshall, number 58. Listed in the program as the right outside linebacker. He's now lined up next to the left outside linebacker, Otis Wilson, number 55. Also positioned differently is safety Dave Dewerson, number 22, right on the line of scrimmage. Dallas blockers pick up Wilson, Marshall, and Dewerson, but there's a mismatch as a running back. Timmy Newsome has to pick up a defensive lineman, that 300-pound refrigerator William Perry. Timmy never had that in his contract, and boy, is that unorthodox. Perry will defeat Newsome, forcing quarterback Danny White to leave the pass pocket and run right into the eager arms of linebacker Otis Wilson, who had shaken off his blocker. You've just seen the result of the Bears' defense, creating mismatches that come from the ever-constant mental stress on that offense, as much as from that physical stress. Again, you see outside linebackers Wilson, number 55, and Marshall, number 58, lined up shoulder to shoulder. but this time on the right side of the defense. Both will blitz when that ball is snapped. Both Wilson and Marshall are picked up, one by the tight end and the other by a back. This is standard procedure. Mental strain causes blocking confusion on the right side of the offensive line, leaving Mike Singletary with a blitzing linebacker's dream. Completely untouched, he's on his way to the quarterback. The ever-changing and the ever-dictating Bear defense now creates further pressure on an offense by having defensive end Richard Dent, number 95, positioned as a linebacker in an upright stance. With Wilbur Marshall positioned as a standard inside linebacker, the Cowboys' offense is now confronted by a basic, orthodox defensive look. But the mental pressure created by the ever-shifting Bear defenders in the defensive alignments now causes the Cowboys to commit mental errors against but a standard defense. Here, two Dallas offensive linemen block one pass rusher, leaving blitzing linebacker Otis Wilson with another linebacker's dream, a clear expressway to the quarterback as he hurries Gary Hogeboom into throwing an interception. The Bears' defensive battalion has accomplished its mission with a big 6-point payoff. However, tonight, that Miami offensive platoon must not only be at its physical best, but more importantly, it's got to be at its mental best to allow Dan Marino to match up against that Bears scrambled defense. Let's take a look at the toughest Bear defense for pressure, and that's their 46 defense. All 8 people up front, all of them may come, some may come, but they really put pressure on that offense. Marino's got to come out tonight, and that's why he has to have that short pass game, because notice, when all 8 folks are in here, you've got single coverage on speedy wide receivers out there. Marino comes out with that short passing game, because even though they may not pick everybody up, let's say that linebacker blitzes, and he's in here, and here comes this linebacker. Marino's got that quick release where, bang, he can hit quickly, right up in here, 2 yards, 4 yards, and that's tough pressure on the defender. Now, if the Bears persist in this, and they still want to go get him, Marino, once he gets these people aware of the short pass, he now goes to Duper and Clayton, the fast receivers on deep passes, because this team here, Miami, is the best pickup team on offense as far as blitz goes, and they've only had the least number of sacks against them. Let's take a look at Marino right now in action with that quick wrist. Wow.